This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, how to recruit friends, family, and acquaintances. Holy mackerel. I wish I would have known this and somebody would have shown me this when I first got started inside of direct sales and network marketing. If you don't know me, my name is Jeff Gamble. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I have a traditional background in business. We own a real estate company, we own a holistic health company. I'm also an affiliate marketer, network marketer, and a speaker, trainer, and coach. But today we're going to talk about how to recruit friends, family, and acquaintances. It's a subject that comes up a lot. People consistently ask, hey, who do I talk to and how do I do this? So let's get into it. Number one, there are two mindsets when going in and recruiting people. The first mindset is that of an amateur. The amateur says, I'm going to try to recruit every single person I talk to, slamming, body slamming, whatever it takes. The second approach is more of a professional approach, which is let's educate as many people as I can and show them what we do and ask them to basically help me find the ideal client. So the very first thing I can tell you about recruiting friends, family, and acquaintances is don't try to recruit them. That's the easiest way to put it. The more you try to come at somebody, the more you try to force something, usually the worse the outcome. And I know that may sound weird, but there is a way to transfer the information to them and let them make the decision versus coming at them full force. And typically, what I see people do is say, oh my gosh, you'd be so good at this. You should join me. I spent money. And the things they do say aren't necessarily helping them. The second key point here is people love to look, they love to shop, they love to buy, but they hate to be sold, right? I mean, if you go into any kind of store, I don't care if it's even Walmart or it's a department store, whatever, when the salesperson comes around, when the AT&T person standing there is like, hey, where's your AT&T? Or, Dish Network or any other salesperson comes at you, what do you always say? Oh no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What about those kiosk people in the mall that try to approach you and throw stuff on you and, come here, my friend, let me show you. Can I see your nail? Whether it's hair or nails or, some kind of skincare thing. They've got great products. I'm not saying anything about it, but when you're being sold, what do? You run away. So that's something to think about when you're going out trying to talk to friends, family, and acquaintances. People hate to be sold. They love to look, they love to learn, they love to shop, and they love to buy. So it has to come across as education. So I'm going to give you the best contacting technique that I've ever come across, that I've ever used. This specific contact has helped me make more money than probably any other contact that I've used, which is when I'm messaging people, whether it's a friend, family, or whatever, I typically will message them and say, hey, what are you doing right now? And most people aren't doing anything. What are you doing right now other than scrolling on Facebook? What are you doing right now other than watching Netflix? Most people are doing nothing. So I say, I get on the phone, hey, can you talk right now? And here's how I open. I say, hey, everything's good? Yeah, cool. Have a good day. Good. I said, look, I need a huge favor. I want to tell you about something I'm working on. So if you run across the right person, you can refer them to me. Every person without fail always says, okay, what are you doing? Okay, what is it? What are you doing? What's new? What's happening? What do you mean you're working on something else? I don't call it a business. I don't say, hey, I want to show you my business. I don't call it, hey, I want to show you what I do working from home. I don't use any of the language that's typically taught inside of direct sales and network marketing. Why? Because it comes across as salesy and people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So you got to work with what works. If I say, hey, I just want to tell you about something, so if you come across, then you can refer me, I'm telling them what I want from them up front before I ever tell them what the product is, what the company is, what the opportunity is. You get that out of the way up front. So what it does is it lowers their guard where they're just listening. And that's really all you want. You want a captive person that's just going to listen. The next thing that I do and has recruited so many people is something that most companies teach you not to do. Now, I don't want to go into all the reasons why they teach you not to do this, but one of the big reasons, two big reasons they teach you not to do this, is because most companies are making a ton of money selling you their internet program or selling you their monthly subscription to their website and your CRM and your ability to send videos. And there's two reasons. The first thing is the video does go with compliance, right? I mean, compliance is a huge thing in the industry. We don't want people out there lying to people. We don't want people out there inflating things. I get that. But the biggest problem with just sending videos is if people don't know what it is, it's going to come across as salesy, and people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So I'm going to suggest something that's so crazy that it actually works. And that's read them an overview of what it is you do. You don't need any, great build up. You don't have to be a theologian. You don't have to have A's in speech class. You're just going to physically read them an overview. And there's 5 things that you need to go over. The company, the need in the marketplace that you solve, the product that you're working with, or products or services. And then you're going to go over the compensation. Then you're just going to say, hey, here's the timing. Here's the guys I work with. Now, that might sound like, oh my gosh, we're not supposed to talk. Really? In real estate, could you imagine if you wanted to go look at a house and you call the realtor and say, hey, look, I just drove by 123 Main Street. It looks awesome. Could you imagine the realtor saying, oh no, I'm new, or I've been in the company for a long time, but we're not allowed to talk about houses. We're not allowed to show houses. But what I can do is I can send you this video about buying a house, and then I can try to get you on the phone with somebody else. I'm going to ask you a question. Would you ever use that realtor? And the answer is no. What about insurance? All of a sudden you're looking around, you need car insurance, or you need to switch car insurance because your car insurance seems a little expensive, and you call the insurance person, you say, hey, I'm looking at different programs, and the insurance person says, well, I'm really not able to say anything. I really don't want to talk about, but we've got some great programs, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a video on all the different programs that are out there, and I want you to look it over, and then I'm going to get you on the phone with somebody. Would you buy insurance from that person? And the answer is no, you'd never buy insurance from that person. Just like you'd never buy anything from almost anybody that can't explain to you what it is they do. Now, when it comes to friends, family, and acquaintances, you have a shorter time frame with them because they know you. So you got to kind of get it out there right away. I found this to be extremely successful. I found people have done this for years in the business before all the videos, before the tapes, before the CDs, before the VCR tapes, before all this. What people used to do is they used to set up a time, drive over to people's houses, which you don't have to do anymore, and they would just read to them what it is they do, whether they were using a big presentation or a flip book presentation, whatever. Basically, you were just reading to them what it is about. So all you need is a format, right? All you need is the format of what you have to do. And I've created hundreds of presentations for different people in different companies, and I can write it out in about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, I can create a presentation, sometimes better than the company's presentation, because for the first time, it's clear. It's clear in what we're doing. I'm not saying it's the only way to do it, but I'm saying it's the most effective way to do it. What do I mean by effective? It converts the most people. And that's the whole name of the game. I mean, if you want to send videos and you want to chase people the rest of your life, more power to you. I don't have that kind of time. I'm not here to chase people. I'm here to sign people up and get paid. And if that's what you're looking for, I would highly suggest trying this method. If it doesn't work after 90 days and you work and you do what I'm telling you, it doesn't work after, go back to sending videos. But I'm telling you, you will convert more people than you could possibly imagine. In fact, I've had people in 90 days do more in 90 days following this plan than they did in 7 years of being in their previous company. So Next, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is all you have to ask at the end of reading them the overview. Look, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you'll refer me, or 10, you actually have interest in this, where are you? This close changed my life because what I found is it's so non-salesy. It's so non-pressure. People hate to be pressured. People hate, like all these companies have these 14-day, if you have to do it in 14 days, you have to do it in 30 days, you have to do it in 45 days. So what it does is it does get people into action, but what it does is it makes them kind of foaming at the mouth where they feel like they have to bite you to close you and like, oh my God, I just got to get a hold of somebody. You just got to get in. And what that does is it drives people away because people are like, man, I don't want to pressure my friends, family, and acquaintances into doing anything. I just want to share it with them. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, no problem. Maybe you can refer me to somebody. So the other thing about this is it's congruent with what you asked them at the beginning. What was the contact? Do me a favor. I want to tell you about something I'm working on. So if you run into the right person, you can refer me. Here we are at the end of reading it to them. And we say, hey, look, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, you can refer me, you'd refer me, or 10, you actually have interest in this. Where are you? Now, if they're a 5 or above, that's kind of how I do it. If they're a 5 or above, now it makes sense to say, hey, let me just get you the video that covers the rest of the details, and I'll connect you with one of my friends that I'm working with that can, kind of lead you through the process from there if you, have any questions, because obviously I don't know everything, right? And here's the thing, this works so well. I only will ever put somebody in front of the people I work with if they're actually interested. So nobody's wasting any time. People know that if I ever call or text message, because I only use text message, I don't call people. I only use text message and I say, hey, Benny, or hey, Tom, I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. This is all through text message. I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. They just looked over the whole program. On a scale of 1 to 10, they're an 8. They're looking at the video right now. Is there any way you can connect with them and kind of share with them what it is we do and invite them to the next step? That's it. Now, that might seem cumbersome or more work than just sending a video, but are you looking for something that's effective? Or are you looking for something that's just easy to do, but doesn't convert and doesn't make money? It's totally up to you, right? So what do you do from here? I'm going to make a huge suggestion. And my suggestion is to join our community. We've put together a community at Join My Leadership Network. The community is a coaching company and a lead company. So if you don't know who to go talk to, if you don't know how to talk to them, if you are bringing people on, but you can't get them engaged, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to identify their needs, then you're going to need some help. And just going to the next meeting, which is what most companies kind of suggest, is, oh, no problem, just go to the next meeting. Just going to the next meeting, and then the next meeting, and then the next meeting, and then the next meeting, without ever learning what to do is really not helping you. So my suggestion is join our community. You can go to it by joinmyleadershipnetwork.com. If you go there and underneath the video on the first page, it says join. If you register, you don't have to buy anything. If you register, I would love to personally give you 1,000 free leads. I'm going to give you 1,000 free network marketing, work from home, people who are looking, and I'll show you what to do with it. So that's kind of up to you if that's something you're looking for and want to do. I appreciate you watching, and if you need anything, reach out to us either online or on Facebook. Appreciate it.